Saturday. We've got a decent card today. It was, still not. It's not full-blown college football. If this was, a normal year, this would be the time we would kind of be getting into that full-blown college football. The nice thing about this year is that they kind of jumped right into conference play, which is good, because these are the better games. But, of course, we're still missing a few of the other conferences out there, and they'll join in, and we're just going to have more sports later, which is we're banking it, right? We're banking those games for later on. But, NBA Finals Game 2 in the books. That was a push, I think, for most people. I had the total. I gave out a total in NBA. That was, I think, one of the first ones I've given out this year. And let's see what else we got. We've got NASCAR today. Jeter's here. We'll squeeze him in someplace. Of course, fall is in the air. I've heard that 15 times today. But anyways, it is that time. Let me bring in the guys and let's talk college football. Anyways, we got Brian Bittler with us, of course, Rod Zawacki and Chris Ruffalo. I'm Mitch, and we're going to go around the horn here, do some college football. Maybe at around the 3:30 games, we'll stop, take a little break, and bring Jeter in, do the NASCAR, and then get back to business. But Brian, short card yesterday, but, there was action there to be had. And, of course, action today. What do you got going on?
Short and sweet yesterday off a 2-0-1 day. So today, I can recommend, I got 5 college football plays, but to get my best 3, Brian's College Football Supreme 3-pack, go to pickdogs.com, $39.95, or better yet, the 3-day pass is going to include 5 NFL plays tomorrow, my Monday Night Football pick, and 2 first touchdown scorers, $75.
How about you, Chris?
Yeah, it was quality over quantity yesterday, that's for sure. But nice form one day. I can't complain. Today, I'm loving the college football card. I got a lunch rush package for the 12 o'clock games. Got sort of a midday package, and there's 7 games in there, and a night package as well. Or you can have it all. It's part of my stacked Saturday package. Or I'm gonna hop on. Brian said if you like a capper, you like their NFL college football picks. Hop on a 3-day pass, get complete coverage for the weekend over at the website. You can't go wrong with any of those plays.
Can't go wrong. Rod, what do you got?
For me, loving today's card. I've got it all together in one package. I got 7 plays. You got two early morning picks, 2 midday picks, and 3 night games. So stack hard on college football Saturday. Covered from morning to night.
I got 3 3-packs. 3 afternoon, 3 early games, 3 late games, 9 picks. You can get them all in one package as well. Comboed them up at a discounted price. I think it's kind of like you get 3 for the price of 2 that way. Whatever. I think it's like $10 more to get my 3-day. So however you guys want to do it, I don't care. Goodbye.
I think we're going to be zooming up the leaderboards today, all of us guys in the college football leaderboard. I have a good feeling about it.
Yeah, I got a good feeling about today's card too. Last week was my first winning college football week of the year. I mean, it's been a rough start for me, college football, but I believe NBA, I've nailed down the season title. So I don't think anyone's going to catch me. I'm way ahead at this point. So see if I can get college football there. NFL, I took a step back. I'm still on the board. But I took a step back last week. I'm ready to push back up too. I think in the NFL I learned I didn't learn a lesson. I got a harsh reminder last week that if you got a team that plays close games and you got a low number, you're way better off taking the money line in the -125 to -30 range than laying 2 points, 2.5 points, or whatever it is. That's the difference between a 500 week and a losing week. I mean, that's the difference right there.
Yeah, if you can, always take the points if it's reasonable.
Yeah, I had the Titans against the Vikings last week, and if I just take the Titans money line there instead of laying the points, it's -135 or something. And instead, I lay the points and I lose. It was like, damn. And I felt bad for not just not for me, but for everybody really. Except for those that had the Vikings and the points, of course. I didn't feel bad for them.
Well, I love the NFL card tomorrow, too, so I think it's a good weekend. It's going to be a good weekend.
Just didn't get the hype out of Brian that I'm expecting.
Well, I was going to say that I'm 11-7, 61% college football, but don't get me started. I think we're all going to have a dominant day today. I think everybody's going to win.
People say in the comments on the the longer term comments on the sports chat channel, I should stop picking on Brian. It's getting old. I said, no.
No, I think that's not like. I would be. I wouldn't want. Yeah, I like it like that.
It means that we like you. That's pretty much. Ask Ruffalo. That's what he keeps telling himself.
Hey.
We let him think that.
Anyways, professional wrestling, there's always a heel. You got to have a heel. If there's no heel, it's no fun.
We got Tennessee and Missouri. Speaking of the heels, Tennessee 11.5-point favorites in this one. The Vols have been on a heater since the middle of last season, winning just about everything in sight. Jeter's in the background somewhere, chomping at the bit. I know he's got his Tennessee shirt on. I saw him, of course, in the green room. But Brian, what do you think about this one?
First glance, I think Missouri's better than what we saw against Alabama last week. And Tennessee's a good team, but I don't think that they're more than 10 points better than Missouri here. So for me, I'm going to take the points in Mizzou.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback on that. I'm going to go with Missouri as well. I know I said Tennessee in our video, but, I was reading into it. I think there's a little bit more to Missouri's team in that game against Alabama. I think Coach Drinkwitz is going to instill sort of a never give up culture for Missouri. So I'll take Missouri in the
good
points.
Coach. When Missouri's had good coaches, they've been really good. Rod, who do you like?
I'm going to go the other way. I like Tennessee here. Missouri's 1-7 their last 8, 1-4 ATS their last 5 road games, and Tennessee's been playing good. 4-1 ATS their last 5 October games. I like Tennessee here. Give me Tennessee.
I like Missouri. I know that I think that Missouri's got a chance to win this game. I think that what we saw from Missouri last week in the second half against Alabama. How many teams have we seen get housed by Alabama's second string over the years? In those games, and Missouri stood up and was they continued to play hard. When Missouri had a great coach, Gary Pinkel, and he got cancer, and that's when he left the program. And since then they've kind of gone a little bit downhill. But now they have Drinkwitz, and believe me, this is a program this is the one that's kind of that under the radar football team that you look up and all of a sudden they're 9-3 and playing in the SEC championship game. You see it. You saw it under Pinkel, and I think that this team is moving in that direction. I'm not quite sure they're there yet, but don't be surprised if they knock some people off this season. I liked a lot of the things that we saw against Alabama last week. Losing by 19 to Alabama, there's no shame in that. The world was on Bama minus 29. We got Baylor against West Virginia here. This is one of those games that I say stay the hell away from. Brian, what do you think?
No, I got in early. West Virginia plus 2.5. I see the lines around 1 in one spot. So, I think this is going to be one of those surprising. The crowd's not going to be there for West Virginia, but I think they pull off an upset here, even though it's a small one against Baylor.
How about you? How about you, Chris?
Yeah, this is a game I'd probably stay away from as well. I'll take the under. I see it being a more defensive style of game, lower scoring. Just not something we see from Big 12 football normally, but I'll take the under.
Yeah, if you want picks on the early games or whatever, and you don't like the time frame that we're working within, which is understandable because I do ramble. We have videos on all the games on both of our YouTube channels, on Sports Chat Place and on Facebook. We have videos on them. Chris is on the Sports Chat ones. I do the Pick Dogs ones. Then we also have write-ups on all the games from a variety of different writers on sportschatplace.com and pickdogs.com. So we've covered all of these games 3 times already. 4 times already. So it's tough. It's tough. I love you guys, but I think we've done a pretty good job of covering this stuff, and we're kind of just going through a last minute checkup. Anyways, Chris, you gave your pick here, West Virginia and Baylor.
I like the under.
All right, that's good. Rod.
Yeah,
Damn,
I
tried
like
to
the under
cut
as well.
him. Tried to cut him. Go ahead, Rod.
I think we have a slower pace game, just like Chris says. I like the under here. Take the under 54.
I say stay the hell away from this thing and stay as far away from the hell as you can from it, because this is one of those games where it's like it looks like somebody knows something, but we've seen these teams on the field, and we know that Baylor is clearly the better team here, right? I mean, there's no doubt about it. Baylor has better players. They're the better team. The line is moving in the other direction. And it kind of reminds me of that stanky Jets-Broncos game that we just saw on Thursday night, where at 2.5, the Sharps really liked the line. We saw this thing, it's gone 3-1. Now it's going back in the other direction to +1.5. This is a thing where you just want to. There's so many other places to be. There's no reason to be here. There's just no reason at all. Texas against TCU. Line dropper as well. Texas has got Oklahoma next week at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. They are going to play it there, even though I'm going to guess the Texas State Fair not in order. Sorry, Ruffalo. No deep fried Oreos for you this year. Brian,
come on.
What do you got?
I think we actually see some defense get played in this game. It's really an important game for TCU. I don't really have to say that, but they're going to be leaving it all out on the field, and I think Texas is going to have a little bit of problem scoring, unlike what's been normal for them, as they really look like a super team. Looking forward to next week.
Chris?
Yeah, I really like TCU here. They've given the Longhorns fits since joining the Big 12 a few years ago, so I'll take TCU in the points.
Rod, have you ever had a deep fried Snickers bar? That's one of the things that always intrigues me when they show that Texas State Fair, outside of the Oklahoma Texas game. Like, they always have the deep fried everything. One of the things that I'm just like, deep fried Snickers. It's like, I'm in.
Oh, they're so good.
I've had the deep fried Oreos. They used to have it in Vegas at Mermaids, and the deep fried Twinkie. But I've never had the deep fried Snickers bar.
Yeah, deep fried Snickers bars, you just make a thicker batter, coat it up, get it nice and deep fried. The outside's all nice and crispy, and then when you cut into it, it just melts. It's just melted in the middle. It's like, oh my God, so good. It's an English thing, actually. They deep fry everything over there too.
Sounds like you have some. It sounds like you have some experience with this.
Oh yeah, you name.
He doesn't. I do.
Deep fried Snickers. We've done Mr. Big bars. You name it, we tried to deep fry it. We've deep fried wagon wheels. Those are pretty good. Twinkies, yes, we've done the Twinkies.
What's a wagon wheel? What's a wagon wheel?
Oh, you haven't had a wagon wheel? It's I call it. It's like a s'mores. It's got a graham cracker and a graham cracker, marshmallow in the middle, all wrapped in covered in chocolate.
That's sort of like a Malamar.
I don't know what a Malamar is.
It sounds like a wagon wheel.
It's a wagon wheel.
How about a ring ding? Brian, deep fried ring ding?
It's a heart attack waiting to happen, probably.
Gary Patterson does a great job at TCU, man. He does. He always gets the frogs up for this one. He does. I kind of like TCU on the money line here. Florida against South Carolina. This one went through a key number. I know Brian's a numbers watcher, line watcher. Key number would be, when I refer to a key number, it's numbers like 7, 3, 10, multiples
17.
multiples of field goals and touchdowns combined, 21.5, stuff like that. This one went right through 17.5 down to 16.5. So basically 3 traditional scores as opposed to 4 traditional scores. That's why it's called key numbers, because it goes like 3. If it's 3.5, obviously that a field goal doesn't do it anymore. So it's either a touchdown or 2 scores. So it's like that's why they're considered key numbers. I think there's less on key numbers nowadays, that the 2-point conversion is a lot more prominent than it's ever been. So I think there's less emphasis on the key numbers. I think they factor a lot less in games. But this one did go right through one on a very public team in Florida. Brian, what do you think?
You're right. Florida, a very public team. And I don't think we saw the best from South Carolina last week. And Florida just ran through Ole Miss. So I think they're a little bit overrated going into this one. I like South Carolina with the points. I wish it was a premium play. If I could go back and change something, it would be South Carolina. It would be one of my top 5 plays. A little bit overrated going into this one.
We got Chris. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm on the same wavelength. I like South Carolina with the points here as well. I just think this game's never a blowout. I mean, you look at years past. I know the rosters turn over, but these two teams battle each other hard. I think 2 of the last 6 have been by double digits. The rest have been within like 10 points or less. And I'll take the points with South Carolina.
How about you, Rod?
That number is down to like 14.5 now. You can find. It's like, holy, did that number ever move? This Florida team looked real good last week, and I think they do a little more of what they did last week. Give me Florida here to. I don't know if they run them right over South Carolina, but I think they cover this number. Give me Florida to cover.
I really can't stand Florida. I just can't stand them. I'm from Miami, so I have an excuse. I just, I hate Mullen. I hate the whole thing. It's, I'm on South Carolina here. These Cocks are just they're just gonna be way up for this one.
I think the 2 Cocks keep it within 14 points, or the Gamecocks keep it within 14 points, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think they give Florida a scare here. Muschamp, every time they play Florida, he's got a chip on his shoulder, and yeah, no one likes Mullen. We got Georgia, except Monahan, Georgia State against East Carolina. Here's a line flopper. This thing's been all over the map. It was a pick-em, and Georgia State was favored by 2, and now East Carolina. Favored by 1.5. This thing is all over the map. Brian, that East Carolina defense, pretty much a sieve.
What 2 crappy teams going at it. In this game, if I had to bet it, as far as the total goes, I think you have to take the over. East Carolina, I don't even think they can stop Georgia State. So I'm going to lean to the over in this one.
There's no drive-through. The drive-through is Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Like I say in every video. Chris?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. The line movement scares me a little bit, and I'm not much of a line movement guy. But, I'll still stick with Georgia State here. It's a team that they hung around with Louisiana to start the year. They beat Tennessee outright last year. They have a decent quarterback in Cornelius Brown. I'll take Georgia State in the 1.5. Or I'll take them on the money line. Point.
Yeah, see, this is why you shouldn't buy Al Ninos' picks, because he's selling the pick at minus 9.5, and the rest of the people get 10. It's like, that's ridiculous. The line is 10. Like,
on what game?
Pay for a loser. It's like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Lakers game.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I always try and get mine exactly as close to it as the closing. And if anyone ever has a problem with a line on a pick that you bought of mine and there's an issue, we go to whatever it was, for sure. It's not a picking contest for me. I try and get you guys on winners with the lines that you can bet. Pitt versus NC State.
I'll take Georgia State too.
Oh, sorry.
East Carolina.
I just don't understand.
East Carolina.
To me, it just bugs me when handicappers do that, when they game the lines. It's like, I don't understand it. I'm trying to put you guys on winners. This is what we do, It's It's like if there's ever an issue on a line on a pick that you buy, by all means. I'm not saying don't buy Al's picks. Buy Al's picks if he's hot, of course, man. But it's like I wouldn't be bragging about like, a line that nobody could get, I
mean, yesterday morning they did have a bunch of 9.5s, but I mean the line was
10.
Mostly 10.
It was
mostly 10.
It was 10.
I mean,
it was 10.
Well, I had 9.5, so I feel robbed. But I would have rather had the push. So it is what it is.
But on that, Rod, at least it goes in. If someone bought your pick,
exactly.
At least the customer gets the same treatment that they would get a refund on that if they bought a guaranteed pick. And it's like that's all I'm looking at. And it's like, I look at it from a customer standpoint. For myself, it's like, hey, I get whatever line I can get. But if someone buys something, at a time when the line has moved, and it's like I can't get that line, well, then that kind of goes against everything that I believe in. It's like I'm not trying to game the system. I'm trying to put the customer on a winner. It's like if I'm selling them something that they can't get and it ends up going the other way on them, I'm certainly not going to brag about it, man. That's for damn sure. It's offensive.
Well, yeah, that line went in the customer favor for what I picked, so that works out good.
But either way, it would have been a push. On your record, you got screwed, But in the to the customer, which is all I care about,
Yeah.
It goes.
Exactly.
It goes. If it was a push, it goes to them as a push. They get if they bought a guaranteed pick, they get a refund. If it's if it goes that way, they get a refund. It's like as far as your record goes, it goes both ways.
Yep.
It just I just wouldn't be. I don't sit here and brag. It's like whatever. Believe me, the customer takes up an issue with me. It's a refund. On a line that's whatever. It's like.
Well, yeah,
that's not
the other way on that.
That might be the way other sites do it, but that's not the way we do it here. That's not how we do it here. It's not a picking contest, man. This is about putting customers on winners. That's what it's about for me.
Yeah, me too.
I find it offensive, man, personally. Pitt against NC State.
Well, in this game, we all know how bad NC State is on the road, but man, that defense really got embarrassed, giving up 45 last week. Pitt off of a big game against Louisville. If I had to bet the game, and this is one I'm not rushing to bet, I would take the points in NC State.
Chris?
Yeah, I'll take Pitt here. I think again the defense is legit. NC State's been terrible on the road, and I expect Pitt to run all over NC State in this one. Let's give me the Panthers, lay the points.
Rod.
Yeah, I agree with Chris. Give me Pittsburgh here. Win by 2 touchdowns. So you can get minus 13.5 on that. I don't think they easily win by 2 touchdowns.
I like Pitt also.
Does Pitt play Miami this year?
Normally they play that last game of the season they've been playing.
That should be a good game.
Let's see. Yeah, if anyone ever has a problem with a line on a premium pick, Mitch at pickdogs.com, Mitch at sportsshopplace.com, and I'll make it right. It's like I try and stress to the cappers how important that is. And these guys can tell you. It's like,
Well, yeah, that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get people on winners.
Yeah, it's like that's the whole idea.
That's what we're doing.
It's like, I mean, I could care less about what my record is as long, believe me, I've been on I've even on spread knowledge, when I do the spread knowledge show, the same thing happens where the line moves and everybody wins and I count it as a loss, and people are like, you didn't lose, we won. It's like, well, the pick I gave out lost. Oh,
Looks
man.
like October 17th.
Irks me. They play October 17th, so the week after.
That's what I got.
The week after the Clemson game. Ouch.
Yep.
That's a tough spot for Miami.
Yeah. Coastal against Arkansas State. Brian?
For me, I've had Coastal Carolina circled all week. It kind of scares me a little bit to see the line going up at 3.5 here. But again, this is not a game I'm rushing to bet. But I think Coastal Carolina can win this one outright at home against Arkansas State.
Chris?
I'm going to take Arkansas State. I still like the Red Wolves offense better than I do like anything Coastal's done. And got to do more than a win over Kansas to kind of move that needle for me. So give me Arkansas State.
Rod, you got a home dog here. Coastal.
I like Coastal here. Give me Coastal. They're averaging 40 points a game. Coastal likes to run the ball. And I think they can run against the Red Wolves here.
These Sun Belt games have been tricky, right? It's like they kind of come down to the end and some weird stuff. And, that Louisiana Lafayette, Georgia State thing, right? It was like the guy fumbles through the end zone, and it was like ridiculous. And then, you get the 2-point game at the end. I don't know. There's the key number once again, the 3.5. Anyways, finish the noon games. We're going to bring in Jeter real quick, trade some paint, mix it up a little bit. Go ahead, Jeter. What's happening? Welcome to our show.
Oh, man. Morning. Big college football Saturday, and got a doubleheader in NASCAR today with at Talladega Truck Series first, and then got the Xfinity Series Ag Pro 300-mile race this afternoon, 113 laps, man. So be ready to go.
Awesome. So the trucks were today as well, and you gave those out on the drive-through, right?
Yeah, I gave out some picks last night on the drive-through, but I can go over them again if you want me to.
How about the we're good. How about the how about the Tennessee Missouri game? You excited for that one? I see you got your Vols gear on.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Good win last week. I'm kind of in that same spot with you guys. I think it's just too many points to lay here at home. I think Missouri's better than, no doubt, than what we saw last week against Alabama. I mean, I think they covered that number easily, and yeah, this could be a pretty good game, just in general coming down to it. So, I'm kind of with you guys on that South Carolina pick too against Florida. I mean, if you watched the Tennessee game last week, that receiver for South Carolina, Shi Smith, really, he's lit us up for 10 catches, 140 yards. So, to kind of with you on that, but yeah, that's kind of how I see that going down. But we've also got the Xfinity Series at 4:30 this afternoon. Like I said, an Ag Pro 300. Again, it's Talladega. This is what we all know. Talladega is famous for the big pack racing. It's kind of levels the field, amongst between that and Daytona, on the circuit. So today, one of my guys I like for today as an outright would be Noah Gragson at plus 1,000. Noah won the Daytona race, the first Daytona race back in February this year. He's got a couple of good teammates behind him to push him towards the front, and Justin Allgaier, and today Daniel Hemrick will be in the 8 car. So, yeah, I definitely think he's got a good chance to win. He's going to need a good finish here in the playoff picture too. So, and by the way, this is the second of the 3 races in the round of 12 for the Xfinity Series. They'll finish this round of the playoffs up next week at Charlotte on the road course. But anyway, and then kind of going to a head-to-head here. I like looking at Daniel Hemrick at minus 115 over Anthony Alfredo in the 21. Again, I think these junior motorsports cars are going to be very fast today in the Xfinity Series. And only one that really kind of concerned, I do have a little concern for Justin Allgaier. He just seems to has not had the best of luck here over the last few races at between Talladega and Daytona and these big pack racing tracks. But I do like the junior motorsports cars this afternoon, and again, take a look through there. There's a good probably 20 or 25 guys that have a legitimate shot to win. So, but those are the guys that I like today, and of course tomorrow I'll have Cup Series down in Talladega as well.
So, who what else do you have on the board for today? I know you're a big college football fan, and it really is. Today is the day where college football really does get front and center. We don't really have much going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a 3-pack for the early games here between the 12 and 3:30 games, and I've got 2 primetime SEC games as well. Got those split up, and of course I've got my 5-pack out there. It's the best value for college football today. So, and I've got packages over there in the NASCAR area as well, some one-offs as well as some bigger stuff. So I've got quite a variety of options for you over there in the premium area for this afternoon.
All right. Thank you, Jeter. We will see you tomorrow, right? The big boys?
Yes, absolutely. Big boys racing cutoff race for the Cup Series in the round of 8 tomorrow. So
tomorrow's Talladega as well. Tomorrow's Talladega also.
Yeah, tomorrow's Talladega as well. So
do they always ride the same? Do they always do the same tracks a couple times in each season? I know, is Talladega normally more than once a year?
Yeah, Talladega's got 2 races a year with the Cup Series, and usually it was just one Xfinity race, I think, maybe 2, but they've been kind of mixing and matching around this year because of the obviously with the pandemic and how they've had to alternate the schedule a little bit this year. So, but so they just came out with the 2021 schedule for next year, and that is going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot different. Got some new elements added. So we'll talk about that later on. But I'm pretty excited about next year too. So.
All right. Well, let me bring the guys back in. Thanks for joining us. Easy on that squeeze parquet. Got a
no
lot,
parquet today, man.
Got a lot of years.
Give it a break.
Got a lot of years in front of you. So easy on the parquet. Let me bring the guys
Good
back
luck
in.
today, guys, and thanks for having me. We'll see you in the morning.
We'll see you in the morning.
Okay.
Welcome back, guys. Got a lot more college football here to cover. Of course, that was Jeff Jeter in our Trading Paint NASCAR segment. I am slowing down. And Al Nino's did bring up an interesting point there, that if he puts the pick in late, then I bitch at him like crazy. But like I said, if there's ever a point spread issue, bring it up. I feel bad for saying that, because I kind of I bitch at him either way. I'm sorry, Al. I apologize in front of everybody. I feel like a bit of a jerk, to be honest.
Oh, that's how bosses are, though.
No, it's like I always want us to have an honest approach. It's like honesty first. People say, "Oh, you brag about your records." I never brag about my record. I never say anything about it. I just said I'm number 1 in the NBA this year, and I am. It's documented. It's like I always have an honest approach, and to me, I've always been, since I've started online, I was the first guy in this industry to come on video and start talking about these picks. I mean, other guys there was actually TV shows and stuff, but I was the first YouTuber that was doing daily free picks out there. I was the first one to do it. And, I've always had a relationship with my audience because of that, because it's like I didn't have fake names. Before I got into this industry, it was boiler rooms and fake names. When I changed this industry, and people can say, "Oh, whatever." No. You can ask anyone that was around then. Before I came around, it was boiler rooms and fake names. And then it was me looking into the camera saying, "This is Mitch, and this is my living room," with my spotlight game and my full head of hair. But
Stu Feiner.
Stu, I don't think Stu was doing dailies.
I used to like his videos just for the comedic value. He'll run out naked and scream that he likes Notre Dame minus the points, and
right. But I mean, my dog of the day has been since 2008. But so maybe there's other guys that have done them or whatever, but I don't think anyone quite did it like I did. And like I said, I have always built a trust with people, and it's like I always feel like the idea is that we're a community and people know me. And it's like if I'm in Vegas and you're in Vegas, and you could ask hundreds of people. If you shoot me a message, I come meet with you, whatever. I'll bring T-shirts. If I have shirts or anything, I bring them. It's like, yeah, I have shirts, whatever. I hang out. I do the whole thing. Have some donuts. Downtown. Hit the Dunkin' Donuts at Fremont. I mean, ask Ruffalo. We had a couple people in a few stores in the mall that I think they kind of liked him.
The girl at the Apple store liked you.
I think she had a thing for
She was trying to get some information on the BYU game that day, though.
She was like, "What are you guys doing tonight?"
I know where I'm going. If I can head out to Vegas, I'm going to go hang out with Joe D'Amico. He's the guy. That's where I'm going.
See, Brian. There's Brian buck naked running in his short room, running the wrong way, knocking himself out cold.
Hit myself in the head.
All right, let's get back to the games here. What part of Miami are you from, Mitch? I am from Kendall, South Miami. I'm from Kendall, right by Baptist Hospital. UTSA and UAB, love this one because in my YouTube titles, really short, gives me a lot of room to put some other fluff in there if I feel like it. Brian, I once said Texas San Antonio. Someone said, I never heard of them before. I said, oh, UTSA. They're like, oh. So what do you think here? UTSA and UAB. This seems to be a lot of points, right?
A lot of points, 18.5, I think, to 21.5 right now. But UAB, I think it's just a butt-kicking small school. I know they had trouble with Miami, but I like the athletes on UAB. I think we see a BYU type game where they just have no trouble with UTSA.
I think a lot of people got the 9.5 last night. It was 9.5 most of the time. It went 10 late. A lot of people got 10. Chris.
Yeah, I'm gonna take UAB and I'm gonna side with the over as well. I think 55 is a low number. I think this one finishes somewhere 42-20. Something like that. I think this is a UAB victory all the way though.
My email is still mitch@pickdogs.com and mitch@sportschatplace.com. Still my email.
I'm going to go there. I think that's too many points. I think UAB wins this game, but I'm going to take you at UTSA plus the 21.5. I think they can get a backdoor cover here.
All right. Got I like UTSA here. I don't even think it's remotely close to the 21. What did it say? I want to talk to you privately. I'm very good at handicapping UFC. I can make you a lot of money.
There you go.
Fuck you. How's that sound? Then start your own site if you're so good at it, man. Right? It's like, if you're so good at it, I hate those emails, man. Please don't. Please don't send me that. I'm so good at UFC. Number one, okay, here's the thing about UFC. Number one, nobody buys those picks. Okay?
It doesn't sell.
It doesn't sell, right? Number two, it might be the easiest of the handicapping sports, and that's why it doesn't sell. I mean, the guys who generally try and do something with UFC, they pick 2 or 3 of the big underdogs and try and hit with those, because a lot of these UFC matches, it's like minus 400, minus 1,000, minus whatever. It's like even I like the last time the Swedish guy fought with the beard, I even said inside the first round, right? And I don't even watch the fights, and I won. That's how easy UFC is. It's like, please don't send it. Please don't ruin my day. It's like, start your own. If you think you're so good at it, I get these all the time too about how good people are. It's like they get emails and messages on Facebook about how good people are. Then you should really start your own site and your own YouTube channel and do your own thing, because if you are giving out winners at the pace that you guys say you're giving them out, you are going to have no problem finding millions of bettors that want to watch and hear what you have to say. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Doing some customer service. In the meantime, we've got BC against North Carolina. Brian?
Boy, North Carolina is another one of those good teams that might give Miami a little bit of trouble. I really like North Carolina here. Usually I don't like laying these kind of points, and it's over a key number of 14, but that makes me like North Carolina even more. I think they really run the ball up and down the field of Boston College and beat them by 21.
Chris?
Yeah, I had this game around 28-13 or 31-13, so I like North Carolina laying the points. I also like the under here. And I think BC's in a world of trouble in this one.
How about you, Rod?
Yeah, beat the Boston College defense if they can pressure North Carolina like they did last week in the game last week. They have a chance here, but I'm gonna take North Carolina. I think they easily win this by 17. Is what I got this as. So give me North Carolina here.
I got BC on the money line here.
Oh, I was hoping for a consensus.
No way.
Bastard.
No
Bastard.
way. A sloppy-ass team like North Carolina, no chance on the
I
road.
think North Carolina could beat Miami, but we'll have to
No
wait and see for
chance.
that one.
No chance. Zero chance. They have no chance of covering, and they're probably going to lose outright. It's probably going to be like 23-21 Boston College or 17-15, something like that. It's like this is one of those games where it's like, this home dogs in conference games. I wonder what their actual record is straight up. I'm gonna guess I'm gonna guess that's better than 500. This seems like a very logical spot. BC will play up to their opponents and play down to their opponents. They always do. They have tons of NFL players on their roster, and they're not going to let Mac Brown's team come in and push them around. You got Kansas State against Texas Tech. KSU laying a deuce here on Texas Tech. Brian?
K-State's going to lay a deuce, but it's not going to be the points. I think Texas Tech here put up a good fight against Texas, and K-State coming off of a huge win against Oklahoma, a 28-point upset, outright winner. I'm going to fade K-State this week, take Texas Tech.
Chris Ruffalo.
Yeah, I don't trust Texas Tech's defense as far as I can throw them. I mean, I think this one goes over the number. I like this one to be high scoring. This one hits 70 easy.
Rod, worst meltdown, Texas Tech or Atlanta Falcons? Eerily similar uniforms.
Yeah, eerily. Yeah. I think Atlanta. Give me Atlanta.
I think it's close.
It's close. Yeah, it's close. But I'll lean Atlanta
because it's twice. Because Atlanta did it twice. But I still think
back to back.
But Texas Tech
back to back meltdowns.
Texas Tech did that right there.
I agree with Chris. Give me the over. I think we see a whole pile of points. We can get to 80 something here today. Give me the over.
It's going to be a happy crowd at Bill Snyder Family Stadium. Give me the Wildcats at home. SMU against Memphis. These are two teams that are associated with offense. Brian, 10.5 touchdowns here on the total. What do you got?
Rod kind of turned me on to this game. Earlier in the week, I had like SMU all week, but man, now the line has moved completely, almost 5 points the other way, with SMU laying about 1.5. I like Memphis here. You're getting value. I think they're the better team. I know they haven't played because of COVID, but give me Memphis Tigers here, minus plus the points, whatever you can get.
So the reason why people don't tease the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, a lot of question marks, is because the only way to win in sports betting over the long term is to get maximum value on your bets. So if, as opposed to teasing the number, you take the other team. And that way you get the full payout. Because in sports betting, you need to maximize the return on every win. And when you tease numbers, you don't. Believe me, if that was a good bet, if the odds were true that you were getting from the casino, they wouldn't have those teaser cards right up at the register, and they wouldn't have them right in your face in bright colors for you to take one. Like when you go to the sports book, right? and you go up to the window to make a bet. What do they have right in your face? Orange, pink, bright green, whatever, teaser cards, right? Take one. Have one of these. Yeah, because they're giving away money. Oh, man. Right?
Off a colored paper.
You
paper.
think that it's just, that they just happen to be those colors and happen to be in those spots? I mean, where do they put the Snickers bar at Walmart? Where do they put the bag M&Ms? Right in my vision. It's like, ooh, Reese's has bats now for Halloween. I wonder what those taste like. Chris, SMU Memphis.
And, by the way, those bats aren't all that great. They're not all that cracked up to be. It's just the novelty. I like Memphis to pull it out. I like Memphis' offense just a little bit more. I think it's a high-scoring game, but I just think Memphis carries over the big win from last year, and I think they have the better line play as well. So give me the Tigers here.
Rod?
For me, like Brian said, I liked SMU earlier in the week. A little more digging, and both of these teams have high-powered opponents. We could see a whole pile of points here. But for me, I'm going Memphis. Give me Memphis here, money line. I think they win this game outright. They're eerily similar, I say, but I think Memphis does everything better. Give me Memphis here.
I'm gonna go over the 7.5, over the 10.5 touchdowns here. Just
I was hoping you go with Memphis.
I like Memphis here. I just like saying I think we see more than 10.5 touchdowns in this one.
This one could hit 100.
2 of the last 3 have.
Texas,
yeah, exactly. So this could hit 100.
I think what we saw from Memphis though in that other game, their last game, it was a little bit scary for over bettors. SMU ran it up on North Texas, but the other game they didn't. And Memphis, they looked a little rusty. I don't know.
Do you see the number of people on the over and the amount of money on the over? It's just crazy.
Well, that's how you get the 10 touchdowns plus, as I like to say.
And it's not like the overs moved like all whack. It's went up half a point.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch the over with a 10-foot pole.
Half a point.
What about Alabama and Texas A&M? You ever hear of these two teams? They're playing today.
Never. I never heard of them.
Never heard of them.
Alabama and Alabama first half are always huge public plays. Always huge public plays. I've lost a lot of money going against those. Won some on it too. Bama did not cover last week, and everyone's going to be like, well, Nick Saban's really going to be on his team this week because he even said they took their foot off the gas and all that other stuff. Maybe the Tide are just, maybe they don't have the depth that they once had. Maybe they don't have the quarterback play that they once had. Maybe Jerry Jeudy is in the NFL, and so is, Ruggs. Maybe they don't have the same players anymore, and maybe that's part of the issue too. We're still Alabama, still Jimbo Fisher coaching Texas A&M in this one. But Kellen Mond, all you can think about when you think about Johnny football, right? It's that game against Alabama and the all-white at Bama. Hey, Texas A&M. Gig 'em.
Johnny Manziel.
Gig 'em. That was the best when he got his Heisman. It's like, I like that guy running. Gig 'em.
I was hoping to see him in the XFL, but that didn't come to play.
Yeah, it might happen in a couple years.
What do you like in this one, Brian? A lot of people interested. Lot of people interested in this game.
Everybody's going to be all over Alabama, and normally I don't like games when they go over that key number. Now it's way past the 17. But I think Texas A&M has the athletes to keep this one somewhere around 2 touchdowns to 16 points. So I'm going to take Texas A&M here.
El Nino said we've.
I'm gonna stick with Alabama here. And historically, Alabama, after they don't cover a game, they come out and steamroll the next team that they play. And I expected that in the opening game, but it didn't happen. So I'm gonna lay the points with Alabama here. I just think they pull away as the game goes on.
Chris, do you just copy somebody else's word? Not words, word. That's what this guy,
No.
Meko and Abigi says he fades Chris every chance he gets because you just copy someone else's word. No, I'll say this. No one else could come up with this crap that spews out of this guy's mouth. Nah, I don't even understand the comment. It's an odd one. Anyways.
Yeah, where'd that come out from?
I don't. It's
out of nowhere.
It came from. Yeah. I mean, I don't even understand what he's saying. I don't think Chris has time to copy anybody's words. That's like me.
We're creeping up on that 12 o'clock hour for anybody with those early bets.
Okay. Did you give a pick here, Rod and Chris?
I gave Alabama.
For me, I like the over. Give me the over here in this one. I think we get over the 53.5 points.
Let's see. I think I've been leaning, on the total, but I think I'll give out a pick here with Texas A&M in the points. I think it's gonna. I think this one could be decided late. I think that Mond has a big game. I think he's due. Kellen Mond was one of the highest recruited quarterbacks to ever come out of high school. That quarterback class, Trevor Lawrence was 1, Mond was 2. He was that highly regarded coming out of high school. Oh, no, it was Fields was 2. Justin Fields was 2, and Mond was 3. I don't know. I think Texas A&M covers here. Cincinnati against South Florida. I've seen a lot of action on South Florida in this game. I don't understand it at all because what I've seen in the football field doesn't translate to a South Florida being in this game at halftime. Brian, what do you see here?
I'm seeing a lot of big bettors back in South Florida. When I
saw them back them against Wisconsin last year in the season opener, and they lost 35-0.
I don't see anything I like about South Florida. It's a tough one, but the line hasn't moved that much, and it's not a game I'm rushing to bet. But if I had to bet it, I'd lean towards South Florida with the 21 points. Just something's not right with this game.
Yeah, I'm going to go the other way. I think Cincinnati steamrolls South Florida here. I think, it's a beat down from start to finish.
Well, those people that thought Stidham was going to be the Patriots quarterback, I guess he's going to be if the game isn't canceled. Cam Newton, positive for COVID.
Well, that stinks.
Yeah, it stinks. This is why you don't put your bets in.
I didn't put that in. I'm just saying it stinks because I did like the Patriots, but I'm not going to touch them with Stidham.
Yeah. Rod, where are we at here?
We're South Florida, Cincinnati.
Chris, did you give your pick?
Yeah, Cincinnati.
For me, I don't know, something just doesn't seem right. It's got this low total. I'm going to take the over. Give me the over 45.5. Why is this total so low? And then the spread is at plus 21.5. I like the over. Give me the over 45.5.
Over 45.5. Got, I like Cincinnati. I think just like the Army game last week, there's so many people on Army. I was like, no way. It's like this Cincinnati team is a wrecking crew, man. This is one of the most physical teams in the country, and it's like if you can't pound back, they're gonna hit you into the ground. Man. It's going to look like
that was one we both cashed on last week. Was Army? Yeah, with Cincinnati, me and you.
And they tried. The refs tried like crazy to backdoor us on that thing. We got
Tried to.
every call went against us. Like the guy's a yard and a half inbounds. They call him out of bounds to stop the clock, so Army can still go for the backdoor.
I've never seen him pass so much as I did in that game, Army.
Well, 2 pass interferences in the last drive as well, right? Anyways, Kansas plus 23 against Oklahoma State. Les Miles playing against his old team.
Boy, I can't. Normally, I can't take a team with so much public action, Oklahoma State, but I just don't see how Kansas stops them. I think Oklahoma State really runs it up here, 45-0, 54-14. It's going to be a butt whooping. Give me Oklahoma State.
Chris?
I'm going to take the under here. I want to make sure that Oklahoma State's got their starting quarterback back in and the offense runs smoothly. I think Oklahoma State wins comfortably, but I'm not going anywhere near this game. I'll lean towards the under if I have to.
Their starting quarterback's not good either. He's not good either. So, this is a bad game, Rod.
Yeah, this is a bad game. I don't know. If I had to make a bet, I agree with Chris. Give me the under here. I don't see a whole lot of points being scored here.
It's just tough to take Kansas.
I agree with this guy. He says we should do the NASCAR show separate when we have like big cards like this. I agree. I love Jeter. We got to figure out a way to get him in, but it's kind of like this show. It's already running way too long without him. Part of that's my fault. It's all my fault.
I think we're only at 10 minutes over or 5 minutes over right now currently.
No, we're at 56:45 for the show.
And we're still at 1:30 games, so yeah, we got a long way to go still.
No, we're at this is the
we're in the afternoon.
The afternoon. Kentucky against Ole Miss, Brian.
I tell you what, give me Kentucky. I know they didn't look great last week, but there's some things that I liked. I think this Kentucky team's on the rise. I think they beat up on Ole Miss. I'll take Kentucky.
How about you, Chris?
I'm going to take the under. I know I was doing some digging later in the week. Ole Miss, Kentucky look like 2 good offenses, but 63 just seems a bit high for me. So I'll take the under.
And Rod.
I'll take Kentucky here, minus a 6.5. I think they can win by a touchdown or more. Ole Miss hasn't looked very good.
Brian, what do you think about all these lines that are just? I mean, you could tell we're getting into that part of the season. Normally, the first couple weeks of the season, like the odds makers, they're not as dialed in. But now we're seeing a lot of line bouncing. Like these. Normally, there's like a game where it's kind of like something weird is going on, but it seems that almost every game has moving lines. Right now. And
I think it's a sharp bettor's dream this week, but I wish I could get in bigger on South Carolina. I really like that early game.
That game at 14.5, 15. Georgia State game is another big mover. Baylor, West Virginia, I've seen it as low as 1 as well. Pittsburgh down to 13.5 in some places. Coastal up to 3.5. Texas game is 10.5 at some places, 10.5, 10. UAB, 21.5. That game started at 18.5. So starting to see some big line movements in these games. Of course, that Boston College game going through a key number. Got Duke and Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech was real impressive last week at home. But
at less than 10, I like Virginia Tech, but now we're starting to get closer to 14 points. I see 13.5. I like Duke here. I think they can keep it around 10 points here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Virginia Tech. Duke can't take care of the football. They're worst team in the country in terms of turnover differential, -9. So I'll take Virginia Tech and lay the points here.
Rod?
Yeah, I like Virginia Tech here as well. I think they can win by the 2 touchdowns. Duke. Chase Bryce has 6 picks already on the season for Duke. He's not looked good at all. Give me Virginia Tech here.
I'm on Duke. I just think that as Chris gets an assist in the background there. I like Duke here. I think that we've seen Virginia Tech every single season have a fall down game early in the year. They do it every year. Normally it's like Citadel or someone beats them outright. This just seems like an even more likely spot for that to happen. I loved Virginia Tech last week, but it was NC State on the road, so I'd like just about anybody at home against NC State. But I like Duke here. Too many points. I think Duke has a chance to win this game outright. Florida Atlantic against Charlotte. I think you're going to see some dogs hit outright today. You've heard me take a couple double-digit dogs outright. Boston College, Duke. I think we're going to see them hit. I think we saw them hit last week. Kansas State and Mississippi State, both hit as big dogs. I think it's going to continue. Got Florida Atlantic, FAU against Charlotte. This line dropping from 9.5 to 4.5. Only 5-point line movement. Brian threw every key number in the book and headed down towards another one at 3. You think the books just were this wrong? Because I'm seeing small numbers on Charlotte, but big bets.
Yes, definitely. And I know a friend of mine who's a capper loves Florida Atlantic this week. I just don't see it. I think Charlotte can win the game outright, but I'm definitely taking the points here, and I'm going to put a nice little wager on Charlotte. I love that plus points here. Easy win.
Chris Ruffalo?
I gave it on the drive-thru earlier in the week. I'm sticking with it. I'm going to take Charlotte on the money line. I just think that Charlotte's going to have that extra game under their belt. It's still going to take a while for FAU to gel together with the transfers that came in. So I'll take Charlotte here.
Rod?
Yeah, I agree. Take Charlotte here. FAU first game going to be a little rusty and shaky, and I like Charlotte here.
Kind of like the under.
Well, I was going to say double consensus here.
Air Force and Navy. This isn't Middle Tennessee and Western Kentucky. Middle Tennessee 7-point dogs in this one. They have looked like dog poop emoji, poop everything. They won. No, they didn't win. They backdoored UTSA, who is now a 21.5-point dog against UAB for some unknown reason. The weird thing about UAB, right, is like they're home, but it's like without the fans, it's exactly how their stadium normally looks, like on those Wednesday night games. But anyways, Middle Tennessee up against Western Kentucky. This is the one. If you're a writer of a website, right? This is the nightmare title because like you can't have like Google will only pick up so much of a title of a game. But if you put Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders versus Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, you won't even make it to the WE in Western. It's like on your title in the thing. It's like this is the longest name matchup in sports. Is this one? Brian, WKU or MTSU? What do you like?
It's not a game that I'm looking forward to watching, but this line hasn't moved too much off of 7. Even though the public's in love with Western Kentucky here, laying a touchdown on the road, I'll go with Middle Tennessee here. They burned me a couple times this year. Probably burned me today, but I'll go with the Blue Raiders.
Lots of discussion about Cam Newton testing positive. We're all good, Al. You know me. Maybe we'll have you on the show.
He better send you a basket for Boston.
Maybe we'll have you on the show. It's up to Chris.
Put this on me.
I'm gonna guess the game's gonna get canceled. What do you think? Chiefs Patriots postponed.
I would say it gets postponed.
It depends.
Of course, we know that, Al. I just I don't know. Sometimes I'm an idiot.
If it's just Newton that tested positive, though, he'll get separated and isolated. The game won't get canceled. But there's more than
but
one.
then you got to worry about the contact testing.
So that's what
I did change the industry, and you can ask anyone. I don't brag about my record. I don't brag about my picks. I'll brag that I changed this industry, and I think most people in this industry that have been around long enough will tell you that that is the truth. Why are you giving out free picks? Why are you giving out so many free picks? You can't make money doing that. You can't do that. Why are you doing that? Oh, yeah? Whatever.
If you guys like the free picks, send Mitch a super chat.
Well, put it this way. Why are you watching this show instead of the other ones? You know? Instead of any of the other ones then? Oh, because most of those guys don't exist. Anyways, yeah, I've been around. I've been on here for a lot longer than that. We used to do a chat room all day long on the old CFB place. All day long.
Well, I can tell you why I used to watch it, but that was like 2 years ago. I used to like when people would get you upset and you would get all mad at the trolls would come on, and that was for me, that was entertaining. I like to see the trolls, and then you kick them off, and that's what I liked about the show.
I mean, the thing is that most of the other websites out there, they'll admit that they copied me. They all do. To me they do. They all say it. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh man, Chris, did we give a pick in this one? This is a disaster. This game.
Western. I'll take Western Kentucky. I don't want anything to do with Middle Tennessee.
Rod?
For this game, I'm gonna take the under here. Give me the under. Game, I'm not rushing to the window to bet. That's for sure.
Middle Tennessee is a dumpster fire. I'll take Western. Air Force against Navy. The Force, half their team playing the COVID card and saying I'm not playing this season. Brian, this line went from 1 to 7.
I'll lean the Navy here. Just this line's going way up, but I'm not falling away from Navy. I'll lay the points.
Yeah, I'm going to be on Navy as well. I think this is just going to be a case of where having games under your belt helps more than just coming in fresh. So, give me Navy here.
I think this was back from that UFC comment. Oh man, Rod.
I'm gonna take Air Force. I think Navy wins by 7. You can get Air Force plus 7.5.
Because none, and I don't know what you mean by minorities, but because none have applied to be on the sites. If someone's not represented or a certain thing isn't represented on any of my sites, it's because I haven't been approached, and that by someone that was qualified to do it. I'm not going to go hire. I mean, we've had this discussion before. I'm not going to run out and hire a person because of the way they look or anything like that. I mean, I got my sexy chick. I got Rod. It's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to bring on qualified people. And I'm only going to bring on people that are serious about what we do and do it in a way. But I believe we have plenty of minorities on our website. But I hire anyone that's qualified. I mean, but if no one approaches me, I don't know. I can't apply for you. It's like So that would answer that question. But I don't know. I think we have. I think we have a representation on the site. I mean, these are the people that have applied. These are the people that have said, I want to be on the site. It's, it's like the old joke I always say, the guy goes to heaven, and he's, gets one question to God, why didn't I win the lottery? I prayed every night, to win the lottery. I prayed every night, It's like, why did I never win? God says, first you have to buy a ticket, You know, it's like, I mean, that's really what it comes down to. It's weird. Weird question. I like Air Force anyways. Navy's done nothing to impress me. Talk about a team that's done nothing to impress me. Brian, ULM against Georgia Southern.
Oof, what a horrible game. I mean, this line's going from 15.5 to 20. Man, they really don't want you on Georgia Southern. I'll take Georgia Southern here. It's not a game that I'm going to be betting at all. Stay far away from this one.
Yeah, I would not go anywhere near this game, and if I had to, I'd take the under. I think a lot of clock's gonna be chewed up here, so give me the under.
ULM has looked awful. I'll take Georgia Southern. I think they win by 3 touchdowns or more.
Chris, a lot of weed questions here for you. A lot of weed questions.
I told everybody, I said, it's in my glasses. You know, I'm not sleepy and I'm out of weed, so there's nothing wrong with me right now.
All right.
It looks more like the spotlight that's on your face. That's like you're switching from the brightness of the light is what I get when watching.
The problem is then I go completely dark in here, so I can't win today. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Once you get a first couple wins under your belt, you'll get that electric back.
Did you do the Did you guys do the game? The Georgia Southern, Chris?
Yeah.
How about you, Rod? You did it? Yeah, I'm never betting on Louisiana Monroe again. Ever. Mississippi State and Arkansas. The Hogs go on the road after imploding against Georgia. Hung in there for a while.
Yeah, in this game I like Arkansas with the points. It's just too tough for me to resist. I think they put up a fight like they did against Georgia, but I think this one lasts the entire game, and they lose the game, but they cover spread. 14-point loss.
Yeah, no, I'm sold on this air raid offense of Mississippi State. And I think this is a blowout. Give me the Bulldogs. Lay the points.
Rod?
I'm gonna take the Razorbacks here. They did hang. Mississippi State played LSU, and LSU just looked awful. So I think that's just an overreaction. We'll see how Mississippi State does this week, but I'm taking Arkansas. Give me Arkansas on the points. It's too many.
I'll take the over. We got Vandy against LSU. Was it a fluke how bad LSU was last week? Or, you know, we know Vandy. The thing about here's the weird thing about this matchup. And people say you don't give enough analysis. I mean, I do. We do videos, we do write-ups, we do everything else on this show. I mean, it's what 2 minutes before the kickoff of the first
problem
game.
is we're going long now. We got to speed it up. So
yeah. But anyways, this one, you got a team with a bunch of 4-year players versus a team, you know, with a revolving door. I like Vandy in the points. Brian?
If this was Vandy plus 30, I'd be liking Vandy, but I think LSU's got a bad taste in their mouth from last week. If I had to bet the game, I'd take LSU. I think they win by 4 touchdowns.
Chris Ruffalo?
Yeah, I'm going to take Vanderbilt until we see LSU start to fully click.
Thank you for the super chat. You can send me your information. I'll send you a Pick Dogs t-shirt. I'm not wearing it.
Who's scoring them LSU 4 touchdowns?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe 3.
I'll take Vandy plus 21. LSU looked horrible last week. Oh.
Another super chat. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Tough to bounce back when you don't have the staff to bounce back with.
Southern Miss and North Texas. This is the Broncos Jets game of today's slate. Who do you like, Brian?
Oh, another crappy game, but if I had to bet, I'd take North Texas. I think they win it in overtime. But yeah, North Texas here.
We could do a soccer NASCAR show. Let's kind of call it the off show. We'll do UFC, soccer, and NASCAR.
Rod can handle the soccer, and we got Cheater for NASCAR. There you go.
Rod could be our grammar policeman for the soccer show. It's like, it's pronounced Messi, not Messi. It's not Canucks, it's Canucks.
It's not Bruszewski or Bruszewski.
Schweinsteiger.
Smash the like button. Oh, man. Chris, did you give a pick in this dumpster fire of a game?
Give me North Texas. I trust them a little bit more than I do Southern Miss. I've seen nothing from Southern Miss. You want to get on them here.
Rod?
Mean Green.
I like the Mean Green here, too. Give me the Mean Green. Southern Miss is 0-6 ATS, their last 6. 0-6 straight up. Yuck. North Texas for me.
I like North Texas. Yeah, Duke has 19 turnovers already. They've got it all out of their system. UCF and Tulsa, Brian?
UCF and Tulsa. Beginning, I liked UCF. I thought they were going to kick Tulsa's butts, but the longer it goes in the week, I've changed my mind. I'm going to go with Tulsa here. I just don't think UCF is going to get 3 touchdown winners.
We do give out free picks. It's called our YouTube channel. We do this already, and we have 2 websites, 2 YouTube channels. We do give out the free picks first, and we are coming back to analyze them. That's exactly what we're doing. Chris, UCF and Tulsa.
Stick with UCF here. I know.
We got just 3 more games left. We got to start.
I know UCF got backdoored last week, but
next Saturday we're
with the Knights. I think
next Saturday we're starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. Rod?
Yeah, I was gonna say that to you. I was like, we got to start earlier.
Yeah, next Saturday 10 a.m. Rod, who do you like?
I like UCF in a blowout. Tulsa sucks. Give me UCF here.
Don't be mean.
Tulsa sucks. UCF blowout. Want to bet a hat, buddy?
No, remember, I had UCF all week. I'm not going to bet on a game that I used to like. I'm just saying that I had Tulsa's okay.
Come on, you want to bet a hat?
I'm betting a hat with Mitch later on. I have 1 hat going today. That's it.
What is the hat that we have?
Shit, what game was that? Oh, Georgia and Auburn. That was the game we bet a hat on. So, I have a premium on there. You probably have premium on the other side, so I guess we won't talk about it.
Chris, where are we?
You just did. Anyway.
Iowa. Everyone did UCF? Tulsa?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I like the over 10 touchdowns. Iowa State against Oklahoma. I love Oklahoma here. I did not give it out as a premium pick, but I love the Sooners in this one. The Big 12 loves Oklahoma. It is their playoff contender team. Same crap that we see every year. They lose to Kansas State, then they go on a torrid campaign of the worst officiating calls that you'll ever see, one after one. Wait till you see the laundry that comes out against Iowa State in this one. It is going to be one of those games. And then what you see is like horrific calls, right? Horrific calls, plays that are called back against Iowa State, and then Oklahoma acting like they did something. And then they win by like 20-something. We see this. How many times do we have to see this act? Brian,
aren't they eliminated already? I mean,
no.
Even if they sweep
that's what we say every year when they lose to Kansas State.
Like 8 games this year. I mean,
same thing as last year. Trust me. No way, man. No way. Oklahoma runs the committee. They run the committee, man. That picks the game. That picks the teams. How do you think they get interviewed?
As a 28-point favorite to make a championship playoff game. I don't know. Just my.
I mean,
anyway, in this one,
how does Sean Taylor and Ed Reed not win the award for the best secondary player, for the best player in the secondary? How do they not win that? Because 2 Oklahoma guys beat them out that you never heard of because they control the frickin' awards. It's like this is how college football works, and it's the sad part of the game as South Carolina moving the football here on Florida early.
Go Cox.
Anyways, I love Oklahoma. Brian?
I'm going to go with the under in this game. I think we see Oklahoma actually play some defense in this one.
They're going to score 100. Chris?
Right. I've never heard Oklahoma defense used in the same sentence before without the word no in the middle. I'm going to take Oklahoma here as well.
Mr. Zawacki.
Give me the over. I think we definitely see some points.
Wow, we got Florida, South Carolina, Arkansas State at Coastal, or East Carolina, Georgia State. Tough pickings here in the studio where I only have one TV. We got an injury here. Arkansas State, big lineman. Georgia Auburn. Brian.
Very important game for both teams. I'm going to take the under again in this one. I think it's a must-win for both teams, so give me the under.
Chris? East Carolina scores on the opening kickoff against Georgia State. The Patriots-Chief game is being moved to Monday or Tuesday.
So they can do more testing, and then they'll find out they have weekend. So
that's what happened last week too. Moved it was going to go Monday, Tuesday, and then they did more testing, and they got pushed to week 8.
That stinks. Less football, bad. More football later, good.
I'm going to take Auburn in the points here. I think it's just going to be a tight game, field goal game late.
Tight like my pants, Rod.
Yeah, I'm going to take Auburn here, plus a 7.5.
I like the under. I think it's going to be a low-scoring SEC between the hedges, smash mouth game. I like the under.
Well, we agree on that at least.
Virginia Clemson. Clemson 28.5-point favorites. I gotta take Virginia here. I don't even think it's a matter of the look-ahead game for for Clemson. I don't even think it's a matter of looking at it as Pittsburgh scores on NC State also right out of the gate, man. Touchdown. That NC State on the road is just, hideous. They're the worst road team there is. Nice game plan. Anyways, Brian, who do you like here, Virginia or Clemson?
I gave out Virginia on the drive-through yesterday. I'm not switching. I like all those points. I got 28.5. Give me the points here, Virginia. I think it's a 2-touchdown game.
What's the total on this East Carolina Georgia State? This thing could be the 100. East Carolina's got the Matador defense.
70.5.
Oh, I can see that.
I don't think it was that high.
Yeah, 70.5. I'm looking right at it. East Carolina, Georgia State. Okay. 70.5. It opened at 70. It went up to 70.5.
Chris, what do you think? Virginia.
Yeah. I'll take Virginia.
Look at this, Georgia State on the breakaway. Oh, they tackled them. Georgia State just ripped off a 50-yard run. There's not even 51 seconds gone in this game.
Almost got
they're in the red zone. They're in the red zone.
Come on, Georgia State.
I'm on Georgia State.
Yeah, I'll take Virginia here.
I'm on Georgia State, Coastal, and TCU in the early games. Rod?
Yeah, I think you got to take Virginia here. That's just too many points. Give me Virginia plus the 28.
All right.
You get 20.
Time for the parlays. Chris, let's get them out of here and get rolling. Yeah, we're starting at 10 o'clock from now on Saturdays. Georgia State, touchdown. A minute and a half into the game. There's 14 points on the board. Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
That's all right. Auburn, Mississippi State, Oklahoma. It's my 3-gamer.
Rod.
I had Coastal Carolina in my parlay here, so I'll go. Give me Charlotte money line. We'll go Arkansas money line, and give me North Texas money line. Those 3.
Boston College, Duke, and Oklahoma for me. Brian?
Arkansas, Texas Tech, and Memphis, all with the lines, the points or minus, whatever you got to do. Those three.
All right, there we go. It's a long show. Next Saturday, we're going to move to 10 o'clock. We don't have a choice. This is, you know, we're supposed to start at 10:30. We started a couple minutes late, and we ran into it. So from now on, mark your calendar. Saturdays will be at 10 o'clock Eastern time, which is 4 o'clock my time. Anyways, thanks, everyone, for joining us. Tomorrow, NFL Sunday. Going to be a different card than we thought it was going to be, but thanks for joining us. And, of course, we'll try and act more professional tomorrow. Have a great day.